Nos4a2 by Joe Hill is an extremely unique reimagining of a classic vampire tale. And after two Joe Hill books in less than a week, I think it's safe to say that I've become a Joe Hill fan. At its core, Nos4a2 is the story of a mom who's trying to rescue her son from a vicious serial kidnapper and unaliver. She has history with this unaliver that goes all the way back to her youth. We follow our main character of Victoria. She goes by Vic. And in her youth, she discovered that she had a very unique ability. She originally thought that this power rested in her Raleigh bike, but it was actually a power that existed within her mind. She would cross a covered bridge in Massachusetts that hadn't existed for over 10 years. It was torn down, and she ended up calling this the Shorter Way Bridge because this bridge took her to exactly where she needed to be in that moment, no matter where in the world it was. She could cover great distances in the span of just a few seconds that it took to ride over this bridge. She discovered this as a small child, and her parents eventually got worried about her well being because of the way she was acting. So they took this bike away, and she forgot about the Shorter Way Bridge for a long time. And then when she was about 17 years old, she rediscovered the bike in the attic. And after a fight with both of her parents, who are now separated, she took the Shorter Way Bridge again to spite them and to disappear. And she wanted them to worry about her. In doing so, she ended up crossing paths with Charles Manx III, who is our vicious serial kidnapper and serial unaliver. She was briefly kidnapped by Manx, but she was able to escape his clutches. She fled out of the back of his 1938 Rolls Royce with the vanity plate of Nos4a2, or Nos4a2. She was too afraid to tell the police what actually happened because she thought everyone would think she was crazy because of the Shorter Way Bridge. She was starting to question herself if she was crazy. So she just told the police that she was abducted by this man and he ended up in jail. Fast forward to years later, she is now a mom. She has a 7-year-old son herself named Bruce Wayne, and he ends up getting kidnapped by Manx. In order to rescue her son, Vic must face her demons and reopen and face all these memories from when she was a child that she actually thought she was crazy and never actually had. There's a lot more to the story. I'm trying to keep it as vague as I can because I think that you guys should definitely read this one. There's a thriller aspect to this. The pacing was fantastic. It was definitely spooky at times. Charles Manx is a maniac. And overall, I just think that this was a really unique story. It was very cool to see vampires taken on in a completely different light. You'll see what I mean by that once you read it. Like I said, I definitely think I'm a Joe Hill fan. I have read Heart-Shaped Box and now Nos4a2. Let me know which of his books are your favorites so I can check them out.